They say money doesn't bring you happiness, but being broke doesn't either. But in reality, when stars who are at the top percentage of the world making millions and millions of dollars suddenly lose it all, it's quite the adjustment. That's right, today we are going to be discussing our top 10 lowest paid celebrities in 2023 who are broke. If you don't know me already, I'm Melanie with InformOverload, and before we dive in, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyways, let's get straight into it. At number 10, we have Drake Bell. This child actor is best known for his role as Drake in Nickelodeon's Drake and Josh, as well as other shows like Tim Allen's series Home Improvement, which was his first television appearance at just 5 years old. Although it seemed like he had a promising career early in his life, in 2021 he was sentenced to 2 years of probation over charges related to communication with a girl he met online, and even attended his concert in Cleveland in 2017 when she was 15 and he was in his 30s. He pleaded guilty as the girl shared during the sentencing that she was often made to feel uncomfortable when the two exchanged messages, but because she idolized him, she complied. Well, Drake has left the acting scene, and as his image was destroyed in the media, he fled to Mexico, where he rebranded himself as Drake Campana, which is just Spanish for Bell. At one point of time, he even listed his monthly income at just $2,800 and his monthly expenses at $19,000. And in 2012, he claims to have earned $408,000, but a year later earned $14,000. And because of all the very serious charges, it has shattered his public image and made it a lot harder for him to find a job. In fact, you can buy a personalized video from him on Cameo for 54 Canadian dollars. For our number 9, we have Kate Gosselin. This former reality TV star was known for her 8 kids on the show John and Kate Plus 8. Although the two had a very messy public divorce, Kate seemed to have the public on her side after rumors of John cheating on her. But it took a turn after John actually began speaking up, accusing Kate for using the kids for money, as he no longer wanted to participate in the show. Even some of the kids originally living with Kate have decided to be with their dad. Well, according to In Touch Weekly, Kate now has a net worth of around $500,000 if she liquidated everything to her name. And yes, of course, that is still a lot of money, but she was reportedly making $250,000 for every single episode of her TLC series in one point of time. She filmed 5 seasons of John and Kate Plus 8 and 6 seasons of Kate Plus 8, so you would assume that she had a lot more money than that. The public also no longer is on her side, at least the majority, as many rewatch clips where she humiliated John and constantly emotionally harmed him, with some of their children even making serious claims about their mom. Reportedly, she had used her kids' money that they've saved up from childhood for her own purchases. And for number 8, we have Janice Dickinson. She is often referred to as one of the first supermodels, as she has also been a quite controversial judge on the show America's Next Top Model, with Tyra Banks being the host. And because she was known as one of the best in the game during her prime years, she definitely got some big paychecks, which resulted in her living a very lavish lifestyle. But because she no longer has the same opportunities as she once had, her income declined, but her ways of spending stayed the same. Apparently, she splurged on real estate, elite parties, clothing, and drinks. And the result of spending money you no longer have caused her to be in debt in the form of back taxes and even unpaid plastic surgery bills, which was around $1 million, which forced her to file for bankruptcy. Now you can find her on TikTok rating and criticizing models, which in the comments people are clearly unhappy with what she has to say. For number 7, we surprisingly have Nicolas Cage. Back when he was bringing in a ton of money, instead of saving it or investing it, he decided to spend his wealth on a ton of odd things like dinosaur skulls, shrunken pygmy heads, and even the very first Superman comic, as well as other luxury items that cost him millions. But in 2009, it was revealed Nicolas actually owed the US government over $6 million back in taxes, and at the same time, he was also in the process of being sued for failing to repay big loans. He had to sell a bunch of stuff and also work extra in order to pay off his debt, which is why you may have seen him in a few low-budget movies over the past several years. Although he is now worth around $25 million, this is considered a lot less than his past net worth of $100 million. So I guess he's probably the richest person on this list, but still a huge decline from his past. I mean, he still has a net worth way higher than what mine will ever be. And for number 6, we have Abby Lee Miller. She was a controversial dance teacher featured on the reality TV show Dance Moms. Although the show was extremely popular as it ran from 2011 to 2019, it didn't stop Abby from running into some issues with money. And in 2010, 1 year before the show aired, she said she didn't repay her taxes, which was around $400,000 worth, and was bankrupt. Bankrupt, and eventually she was sentenced to 1 year and 1 day in federal prison for bankruptcy fraud and bringing $120,000 worth of Australian currency into the US without reporting it. The investigation towards Abby's financial situation actually happened after the judge in her 2010 bankruptcy case saw dance moms on TV and grew suspicious. And the judge questioned why Abby's paycheck from the reality show wasn't included in her filing, which claimed she made $8,899 per month. She ended up being indicted in October 2015 on 20 counts of bankruptcy fraud, which included concealment of bankruptcy assets and false bankruptcy declarations. She also allegedly hid more than $755,000 of her earnings from her TV show. She has since been released, and in 2023, she teaches virtual dance lessons through Zoom, and in June of this year, she launched her own podcast titled Leave It on the Dance Floor. So it appears she's trying to get her career back on track. We have made it halfway with our number 5, which is Amber Heard. Of course, she has to be on this list as she was once a very successful actress in Hollywood who was married to Johnny Depp. While following the very public trial against her former husband, it appeared the whole world completely lost trust in her. And because of how public the trial was, no one even wants to be associated with her, and no one in Hollywood wants to hire someone who has such a bad reputation, with many boycotting whatever film she was set to appear for. Despite the trial, Aquaman 2, which is set to be released in the upcoming weeks, she was allegedly supposed to be fired due to the lack of chemistry she had with Jason Momoa. But according to Variety, Elon Musk, her then boyfriend, sent a very angry letter to Warner Bros. Threatening to burn the house down if they don't bring her back in the sequel. In 2022, her lawyer revealed Amber wasn't able to pay the $10.4 million she owes to Johnny Depp, and apparently is broke due to all the legal fees associated with the defamation trial. Especially when you're used to living a life of luxury, it can be quite the adjustment as she was often pictured wearing luxury goods. She also never went through with her promise to donate $7 million, which she received from Depp in 2016's divorce settlement to the American Civil Liberties Union and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. Currently in 2023, you won't be spotting her roaming the streets of LA as she moved away to Spain with her daughter. According to Daily Mail, she is living in a home worth 3 million euros, yet she apparently doesn't have the money to pay off or donate. But because Aquaman 2 is the last film she is set to be released in, at least as of right now, there's no clear indicator how else she's been making her income as she has moved away from the spotlight with no new roles in sight, plus a ton of fees she has to pay off. And for number 4, we have Colleen Ballinger. This YouTuber, who also went by her character Miranda Sings, was one of YouTube's biggest creators for years since she first launched her account in 2006, and she was so popular that she even had her own Netflix show, toured around the world, and even made a few appearances in the media as she was in Ariana Grande's Thank You Next video, voiced Roxanne in the Angry Birds 2 movie, and even played her character Miranda Sings in Victorious. But in 2020, Adam McIntyre, who was a huge fan of Colleen, made a video on YouTube explaining how the two always interacted through messages and group chats, as he felt like he was very lucky to have the opportunity to interact with his idol. As she even offered him Miranda Sings' Twitter account where he would help gain fan interactions. Well, one of the most shocking things Adam revealed was how Colleen, a grown woman, sent Adam when he was young, adult clothing if you know what I mean, and also would ask him very personal information including adult topics. Adam actually made his account when he was 13, and when he was around 14 to 15 was when she would ask these questions. Back in 2020, many people didn't believe Adam. In fact, Colleen made a video to defend herself, which was received much better than Adam's video, which caused him to live years of hate from Colleen's fans. Things all changed in 2023 when multiple fans came forward with their stories with Colleen, and it seemed there was a pattern of manipulation and using her young fans for her own gain. What made things even worse was when she made an apology video, if you can even call it that, where she started off by saying her PR team advised her not to respond to these allegations, but they didn't say she couldn't sing, which is already a terrible start. Her entire song about these very serious allegations were referred to as the toxic gossip train, which obviously didn't sit well with anyone. And because that video was so poorly received, she didn't post anything onto her channel and completely went silent for months, and she lost over 190,000 followers, which meant she was no longer posting every day, and she also lost a bunch of brand deals as her overall image in the public eye was shattered. And for our number 3, we have Lindsay Lohan. This one may be shocking for some, but of course this actress was a child star and a very successful one. She has made roughly $28 million on just movies alone. So why is she on this list? Well, because she blows through her money and isn't in as many movies as she she once was. Many blame this on her partying phase, as she definitely was in the center of media for not the best reasons. It seemed the golden child's image was shattered through her partying, which the media constantly shared to the world. And in 2012, she allegedly didn't even have enough money to pay her own rent and had to ask her friends for help, including Oprah and Charlie Sheen. Well, she actually got married and moved to Dubai, as her husband is the assistant vice president at Credit Suisse, which I definitely didn't pronounce right, but it is an international wealth management company based in Dubai. His net worth is estimated to be around $100 million, so I'm sure she no longer has to worry about paying for rent. Plus, the two welcomed a baby together, which is very exciting to see what chapter unfolds next. For number 2, we have Veronica Shaw. The name might not ring any bells, but she is a TikTok creator who went by Chef P, as she invented the viral pink sauce. She would showcase herself eating foods dipped in her bright pink sauce before describing it as yummy and delicious without actual details on the flavor profile. But the color alone was able to generate tons of views, with the hashtag pink sauce on TikTok quickly skyrocketing to over 680 million views. She quickly landed a sauce deal with Dave's Gourmet, but it went downhill even before that. As soon as she gained tons of attention for her sauce, she wanted to make it profitable as soon as possible, so she started bottling and shipping her sauces, but many who ordered it was extremely disappointed because the ingredients had things that needed refrigeration, like milk, yet it was shipped out to potentially hot cities, and many received their bottles of sauce already bursted open and smelling rancid. The whole pink sauce was also kind of deceiving, as many noticed it was a different shade than what Chef P originally advertised it as. Well, after her sauce deal, she blamed the company for not giving her enough money for her product, but the company hit back with receipts showing how they actually not only paid her and gave her commission, but when Chef P was struggling to pay off her bills, they gave her extra money out of their own pocket. Now she claims she is completely broke, even setting herself a GoFundMe. And in our number 1 spot, we have Jason Nash. This internet personality was once a part of one of the arguably biggest groups of YouTube for years, as he was seen alongside David Dobrik and others as they all made vlogs and was making a ton of money. The vlog squad collaborated with huge celebrities such as Kylie and Kendall Jenner, Justin Bieber, Howie Mandel, and he even appeared to be quite close to Josh Peck, who was best known for his role in Drake and Josh. Well, the vlog squad was pretty much cancelled after very serious allegations were made. Well, Jason Nash, who was a part of this group, has been known for making money a different way, as his platform on YouTube seems to be on a decline. He is now on TikTok, not lip syncing or dancing, but for going on live streams and begging for money. On TikTok, people can donate to those on live streams, as he often invites other influencers to join and have a battle to see who can raise more money. Not for charity, but so they can afford their lavish lifestyles they have grown accustomed to. Not only is Jason struggling from the fall of the vlog squad, but David himself was also heavily criticized for using his platform on Snapchat to advertise kids' toys in order to fund his lifestyle, and he hasn't posted onto YouTube for a long time. Plus, his pizza business, Dobrik's, has been heavily criticized for their crazy prices and mediocre taste. We have made it to the end of our list. Is there anyone you think that we forgot about and deserves to be on here? Feel free to leave all your thoughts down below, as I'm always looking forward to hearing your opinions. And if you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.